A British creator, an Aussie lead and a Welsh co-star. That's the team responsible for the America's #1 drama, The Mentalist. Lots of other things you didn't know coming up now on 5 as we kick off Mentalist Mania.
It's a sad day for fans of The Mentalist. Tonight, Series 1 draws to a close, and Thursdays just won't be the same. Well, at least till Series 2. But dry those tears, because we've got a show that will make you want to say thanks, Captain Cook, for discovering Australia as we say g'day to the Mentalist himself. Aussie export and sexiest man on TV, Simon Baker.
Call me sex symbol all you like, because sometimes when I wake up, I wouldn't want to sleep with me.
He might be modest, but we think he's hotter than a shrimp that's been sizzling on a smoking barbie while basking in the baking sun of Bondi Beach. That's hot.
Oh, you're such a policeman. Yes, let him go. Set him free. He's telling the truth.
You know this how?
He blushed when he lied about his weight.
Once upon a time in Hollywood, this British writer offered this Aussie actor a part in a brand new American cop show.
I don't care about the law. I care about justice.
And guess what? From Buenos Aires to Bratislava to Billericay and beyond, the world has gone mental for The Mentalist.
The show is a success for all kind of ineffable reasons, but I think mainly it's a chance for a great actor to just do his stuff.
Try and behave yourself.
I'll do my best.
And people always want to watch that.
I said to Bruno when I first signed on, I said, I want to make this an entertaining show, and I want to have fun doing it. And if the success of it keeps everyone happy and floating, then keep it coming.
So if you're not one of the many millions worldwide who said bonjour, konnichiwa, or hola to el mentalista, here's a quick reminder of the story so far. It's pretty simple. There's this fake psychic who annoys a serial killer by dissing him on air. Serial killer reacts by killing the fake psychic's wife and kid. Fake psychic repents and decides to fight crime by using his powers of observation to tell the cops who done it.
I want you to understand there's no point hiding things from me.
And though sometimes it doesn't quite go as planned,
It's not as bad as it looks.
in the end, he always gets his man.
You're going down for this one.
Oh, and he's got a girl's name.
Jane.
Jane. Jane?
Mr. Jane.
Patrick Jane, to be precise. So, who is the extraordinary character that's reached more homes worldwide than swine flu? And frankly, is far more welcome.
The character of Jane is what makes him different from most detectives. Is he's a trickster.
It's one of the reasons why I took the job. Is I've always loved con men. I love the deception. That's why I love acting. It's just deception. And so, I'm really playing an actor who's playing an actor.
Jane is both very clever and skilled and talented and charming, but he's also quite childish. He has many flaws. He's vain and egotistical and controlling and manipulative. Jane is the cleverest man in the room. He does have the answers that other people can't imagine how he got there.
Because Jane knows something that the gorgeous yet completely fictitious California Bureau of Investigation don't. The devil is in the tiniest detail.
There's a faint tan line on the little finger from a missing pinky ring, which suggests an extrovert in a job where extroverts thrive.
So
He's upper management in the hotel or gaming business.
what exactly is mentalism?
The key to what is mentalism, because again, it's going to open up Pandora's box, is that mentalism isn't a power in any way. I want you to imagine a screen between you and I. On that screen, I want you to project a basic shape. Like a square, but not a square. Got it?
Okay.
Lock it in. Now I want you to project another shape and put that shape around the shape you already have.
Okay.
Excellent. Here's the fun part. It's a triangle inside a circle.
No.
It's not?
No, I was thinking of an octagon inside a rectangle.
Liar.
All right, you got me.
They're learned skills. I mean, anyone has the potential to learn some of these skills.
He would say that. He's the mentalist.
There's no point in hiding anymore.
So, in the spirit of true investigative journalism, we're determined to blow the lid on mentalism. So, what other techniques does Patrick Jane use?
The technique is, what is your baseline? So he wants to ask you questions that he knows you're going to be honest about. What is your normal behavior? It's called norming, baselining, or calibrating. When you deviate from that normal behavior, he notices what I call probing points. Some people call hot spots. He notices them and then asks you a powerful question. And when he puts that question out there, even if he's wrong, he's going to get information back from you. So he's going to constantly be reevaluating what you're saying with your nonverbals.
And here is Patrick Jane evaluating Van Pelt's nonverbals by norming her hotspots.
Is it serious, you and Coffee Cart Man?
It's too early to tell.
I'd like to meet him. What floor does he work on?
He doesn't. He's a lawyer.
Ah.
He was just visiting. And no offense, but why does my personal life have any concern to you? Or Rigsby, for that matter?
Well, me, I'm just nosy. But Rigsby, he loves you. He's just scared of emotional commitment. And you're attracted to him, but you're deeply repressed and emotionally shut down.
Oh, is that right?
Because of a trauma in your past that you've never spoken of to anyone, ever, even yourself.
Great nonverbals, Van Pelt.
Sorry, I was just thinking out loud.
Now we've worked out how he works out whodunit. Is he any good at it?
Whether you're into cop shows or not, doesn't matter. You can watch what he's teaching you. He's literally teaching you. There are free classes you get every week by watching The Mentalist on what you need to look for with your children, with your spouses, with the people you work with. It's a free class. It's awesome.
So, gentlemen, beware. If your wife's been watching The Mentalist and is acting a little suspicious, you're probably being mentalized, and the suspicion is firmly on you. Mentalist Patrick Jane has taken the world by storm and has made a superstar out of Aussie actor Simon Baker.
People ask me about the enormous success of it, and it's fantastic for the crew because they don't get the accolades and the love that I get.
So why, oh why have we gone mad for The Mentalist? Could it be because Simon Baker is, how can we put this, hot? Baking hot.
You know, he's got these angelic golden curls, so he has this sort of aura about him.
He's just one of these guys that just seems to ripen with age and just look better. He's like a fine wine, if you like.
Anyone else need a cold shower? Oh, come on, ladies, it's telly. It's all done with clever makeup and soft lighting, isn't it?
Simon Baker, I can say definitively, is every bit as good looking in the flesh. He's funny, he's irreverent, and that, combined with the way he looks, makes him very sexy.
Oh, there must be something wrong with Simon.
Mate, I'm 40. Call me sex symbol all you like. Because sometimes when I wake up, I wouldn't want to sleep with me. You know, look in the mirror, drag myself out of bed, and think, ugh, bundle of bones, get yourself together, mate.
Divine to look at and modest to boot. And now he's been voted the sexiest man on the telly. This hasn't gone unnoticed with his co-stars.
Every time it's mentioned, it just gives me more fodder, and I tease him about it. You know, sexy parties, you know, he's sexy hair, sexy face. But yeah, the grannies, they're really hot for him.
The older you get, it's like, you know, give it to me, I don't care. Whatever, just don't call me late for dinner.
No, we don't know what he's talking about either. We think he's speaking Australian.
I grew up in a town with 6 guys to 1 girl. So it was a very butch, male, you know, macho sort of an area. With me, it was not socially necessarily an acceptable thing to say, hey, I want to be an actor. I mean, like, yeah, so do I, mate. Go and get a trade.
There was only one place to go for a small-town boy with big acting ambitions. Sydney. Men could get work as music video eye candy. Can't think what caught the eye of casting directors.
E Street was the big show that I was on, and I was a regular character on it.
Yup, it's a rite of passage for any Antipodean A-lister. Appear in an Aussie soap. Young Master Baker was a natural for E Street's classic Oz soap blend of youthful good looks and romance, his sizzling on-screen chemistry with co-star Rebecca Rigg almost melting the screen.
There's some very cold Chinese food over there.
Just lost my appetite.
And the actress Simon played on-screen cops and nurses with became his full-time life partner. Yes, sorry viewers, he married Rebecca Rigg in real life. And it gets worse, he's still married to her. And they've got 3 kids. Only thing that could cheer us up now, ladies, is seeing him with no clothes on. Hooray! A guest gig on Home and Away cemented Simon's Australian soap credentials. His month-long cameo featuring the obligatory muscles and speedos, or in Australian, budgie smugglers.
Oh, I like aerobics more, but my class is cancelled this afternoon, so...
Here you are.
Here I am.
And Simon wasn't the only Hollywood actor to serve time at Aussie soap boot camp.
Crowe was on Neighbours at one point.
Crowe? That's Mr. Russell Crowe to us Poms.
I remember Heath doing Home and Away, and everyone, Naomi was on Home and Away.
He means Heath Ledger and Naomi Watts. Naomi is godmother to one of his sons. So's Nicole Kidman, or Kidders to this lot probably. It's like the Mafia. The Aussie Mafia.
We get called an Aussie Mafia, but I don't think we don't really have the communication skills to be able to form any kind of structured, organised takeover. The Americans have had a love affair with the Brits for years. Now the light's sort of shining on us for a little bit, and the Brits are a little bit like, whoa, what are these Australians?
In the 90s, Simon, like Crowe and Kidders before him, left the sun and surf of Sydney and moved to the sun and surf of LA.
He was a jobbing actor for so many years. This didn't happen overnight. You know, for Simon Baker, he worked for years before he got the role in LA Confidential, which kind of at least brought him to the attention of casting directors.
Yes, a high-profile role in an Oscar-winning movie got Simon noticed. Although he was far from the star, that was Crowe and Mike from Neighbours. At least Heath and Naomi weren't in it. After LA Confidential, Simon's handsome face was a regular feature on US TV. Always working, but never quite hitting the big time. Until...
One show, one script, one pilot will change your life forever.
Because in 2008, the years as a jobbing actor paid off. The small-town Aussie boy became the Mentalist and an instant global superstar.
I've never had that sort of the luxury of being able to snub my nose at certain material because I'm above that, you know. So I've had to take jobs where, you know, I really just shouldn't have, but I needed the money. And the financial independence that having a successful show gives one, now I feel like I can sort of relax and not worry as much.
Seems like Simon's just like the rest of us. But is he really still a down-to-earth Aussie?
Simon has all the Australian qualities, which are he's a hard worker, never gets big-headed about himself, although he has a lot to be big-headed about.
Every guest star that comes on, I say, hey, when you meet Simon, tell him that your mother thinks he's a real fox. And I just perpetuate it. I like to keep him grounded.
He is a fox, just like his character. So where does the fabulous Baker boy end and the man called Jane begin?
They have the same face and the same hair.
Simon Baker very much is Patrick Jane. Mentalists have to get very close to people and sort of literally reach into their heads. They have to be charming, they have to be likable. People have to want to open up to them and be honest.
I think there's a bit of Patrick Jane in everyone, where you have the thought, but you censor it. Whereas with Patrick Jane, he doesn't bother censoring it.
You enjoy your work a little too much. You're a ghoul. If you don't get horny reading Fangoria, I'm Britney Spears.
Outspoken but charming. Clever and sexy. And guess what? There's more to come from the man with the girl's name. Because Mr. Baker is on set right now filming 22 more episodes. Hooray!
If you remember back to the pilot episode had a lot more edge to it. The shows so far this season feel a little bit more like that, where Jane is being a little more ruthless.